Yes, it's Masnap's Shazy interviewing Timon.
Yeah, bro.
I don't want to be a part of Timon.
Timon.
Like Imai, let's explain to us why Nature's way is on Timon and Pumbaa. Like besides the obvious.
Okay, I don't know what the obvious is, but we decided to call each other. In fact, it wasn't us. We were given the claim by a guy who used to host us at Tegui. So he wanted to come up with something catchy where we're going to be instantly recognizable by abantu when we actually pronounce our names. It's a stage name, but so he gave us Timon and Pumbaa and we were like, why not run with it? And it stuck since then. I think it was around 2007, 8, if I'm not mistaken.
When you are taking over the world with Pino Kunyari EDPN. Because I think for me, knowing you guys were the guys, you'll come in, you'll stick to your guns, but you still have the maximum like attraction.
Yeah, but it's not taking over the world. But
but yeah, I minimize.
No, it's honesty. Influence has been there. Yeah. It's been ever since. But it's more or less sticking to what we believe in. Regardless. I'm sure you're doing what you're doing because you're sticking to what you believe in. Yeah. So it's one of the same things that we chose to do, and it's worked ever since. And we really don't see a need to change it. There have been options plenty for many years, whereas now, but we are what we are.
Okay, how did it transform from you guys being a TnP, like DJs, to being in the manager when we go and have fun?
We started off by hosting a party. We used to host on 25 December. We just decided to just have our friends over, and then in actual fact we said, no man, why don't you guys do this more often? Then we started doing them more often. Then it went from celebration year in 25 December, Then we started to celebrate our birthdays. Then a response was even bigger throughout the time, and then there was more urgency of why don't you guys open up in here and we can come and chill and actually listen to this type of sound, because there's a preference for everyone and we prefer spaces. And then it grew from then until we actually sat down and we're like, no man, we actually need to be somehow getting something in return for all of this hosting, because people are there, they're buying stuff elsewhere and they are chilling, but we are there, and job wise we're not working, and we're like, no man, why not start something like this? And then when we started pitching it to them, they were more than interested. They were like, no, if you guys were to be able to do this, we would be able to put something in y'all's pocket, so it works. So we're like, no, it's fine, why not run with it? And
yeah, you want to make sure stars are aligned.
Yeah.
And then and then you guys are the only one with that sound. A PMP. Yeah. Excitement coming from understanding, because I wouldn't say you were a competitor, but I think you were more of a supporter of Leo Sound there, because there was a more established in Dao than you guys.
Yes.
And then
one of the things is with that issue, the way we loved E03 and the bar that it had set, we were more or less students of what O3 was setting back then. Until today, our Sundays are strictly still based on that concept. With time, like must start around your 2 or 3, we start off with just pure deep house music, whatever. Like we explore many genres, which was the door that O3 opened up. And mind you, the first Sunday in O3, we hosted it.
Yeah,
we hosted that, and we actually spoke with the guys. In my respect, it needs something that's sort of like this, and they bought into it, and look how it turned out. So we were more than happy to see it grow to that level and that extent, and more or less feed from it, which is what we did in return. It's unfortunate with business, it fluctuates. There's ups and downs. If the downs eventually cripple you, then
But Imag, in terms of you guys, like if you look at how EPMB entertainment is, like me go-to area for a lot of people. Like ngingaya la ngiyakhona, but ngiyazi ukuthi ngothola TnP, right? And I think you guys also understand that what you guys offer.
That is who we've always been.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's
from the event time, because we are the Christmas party.
Yeah, but
it was for me. But with Masters Furniture session with you guys. So looking from the time there's a Christmas party, from the time when do you not feel good coming now? The pedestal is becoming too much for you guys, or is it still within the plans and now there for the future?
And there are some things, like some things are God-given. It's not something where you actually attain over time. It's something that comes with your actual spiritual being. I think that's one of the things where someone would come and tell you, hey bro, you are able to do this and this and this and this, but when you sit down and you like, and then you see what's no man, there was another power behind my actual actions in whatever it is I was doing. We've been fortunate enough, we are where we are, and it's through it supports your band. And what I'm talking about, some things that you cannot take away, they are just God given. I didn't wake up and say one day, I want to be like this, or I want to be this person. I may have said it, but there was a power behind it. Even till today, someone can mention me, and have so much respect around it. But when all you've been trying to do,
was there in terms of music before that.
I know that. I'm getting the show. Even from music back then, where it was just music, you would get there, you choose music that you love, and share with people who hardly know you, but they would respond to you positively. That's not just you playing. There are things that you come with as a person, where it just belongs to you and it's God given to you, where you are able to achieve that amount of response so positively. And abantu bawazi ukuthi, excuse me, they remember you the next day, they remember you for months, they remember ukuthi, should you be playing somewhere else that love to go there. It goes beyond you. Some things are beyond us. We've got things that are here where they aren't really your physical way of doing. It's deep, but what I'm trying to get to is we are where we are because we've been spiritually gifted with this gift that we are sharing with people, and they are still responding positively to it till today. In terms of growth, that too, we can only add so much power to it, but all of it lies with the higher power.
And they also respond.
No, it's not about, it's the higher power. If you are focused on what you want to do, the higher power will take over. And about parts of you. That's why I'm saying about there'll be so much conversations around ukuthi banezinto that they go and seek to force Leo energy ingakafiki at that time. If you can make it too spiritual. If you can
don't make it too spiritual. But yeah, as TnP, like guys, okay, music, inendaweni la ngiyasiye lapho, but yeah, ngihlaliswe rough ke home ground yenu. But
yeah,
Iman, are you guys making money out of it?
If you have,
is there an income for Nina Nobabi, like Timon and Pumba? Because at the end of the day, everyone who's there is there to support what you guys are doing, and you guys have actually created indirect rent for us to go at any time.
Yeah.
Go back and look down and voila.
Savala ngelockdown. Savala.
No, let's call Mama Pride thing.
Yeah, Savala.
Yes, call Mama Pride thing.
Bottom line.
Yeah. Let's call Mama Pride thing. I'm trying to understand because for you guys, is there any income in each other? No, as much as
I think when you start into that you would like to mad.
Yeah.
It continues because you're born mad. Now what imali does in return to sustain your delay is another issue.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get me. So obviously there's an exchange of money, there's a sustainability business, and that's the core focus. TnP needs to be sustained, it needs to stay, it needs to last, it needs to be a legacy, it needs to grow.
There needs to be new girls. Okay.
There needs to be
new
employment.
New girls.
There needs to be employment.
So you call them employment?
No. We call them employment. And not
you call them employment.
Life and people and what we are trying to do with TnP.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
When you call them employment, I'm starting to be.
Okay, back to your point. Yes, so we are trying to sustain the business as much as we can.
Yeah.
We are trying to live off the business as much as we can because we need to live off the business, which is important, and you need to see a return of what you invest in the business. Is it tough? Yes, it's very difficult. Are we there? We're far from it. We are far from it, but we are not resting until we get to.
Still working hard.
You have to.
You're still learning.
You have to. You have to. We are, as far as I'm concerned, we are nowhere near where we want to go.
No, on a side show.
Yeah.
On a side show. Like, right by the level, because.
I don't want bribe, but oh, that's your philosophy.
But I like the fact that you guys are always me showcase for in terms of it's cars. Then the film will try.
It doesn't rest on us.
You let the crowd decide.
No.
You let the money decide.
You open it down, you operate, you make sure they are there, they will be met, and they'll be like dealt with and accordingly and professionally. But how many people come is beyond your control.
Yeah. I've seen you at 55.
I have to be a 55.
Who do I enjoy?
Yeah, I have to
check out the competitive.
Yeah. And I said this to Amachita the first time school when we said 55. Uguti, Chance, you have supported us for so long.
Yeah.
At TnP. Manje, why should it be different? Because it's not Uguti. It goes back to the that issue of the 3. Uguti, you owe the 3. We were there almost weekend in, weekend out.
Yeah, we had our fights there.
Yeah, you know, like everything you experienced there. And you still wanted to build something that's similar to it. Not take what it has. No, you wanted to build something that's similar and see how you can introduce when to your concept. So it's one and the same thing. This is a concept, a fresh and new, that has a different ideal of how they want to curate things. It's not curated. It's not in competition with you. It's how much it just trying to grow something where there's someone who's employed at TnP, who's grateful with 55 corner because there was that. So how can you now?
My inspirations of you guys playing at 55, I think.
How much does we kind of spoke about that. We could anytime, because it's something where we need to feed off each other. If we want to see Imbali get to somewhere where we can say it's almost something similar to Isoweto, we need to feed off each other. You might have certain doors that you can open where I can't. I might have certain influence where you can't. We need to share that and elevate each other.
Yeah. But most importantly, because I know we are on time on it, the most important thing in Fisuga's is in terms of you guys growing TnP, what's the plan moving forward in growing TnP? Bear in mind, which you also have to include Logish and not Logish per se, but local like companies around you guys.
One, it's a massive achievement because we already got people who rely on us for whatever wage it is. That is something we've never slept and said, one day we want to be these type of people. That on its own is a major achievement. And because we've seen it and we know the difference it does to our band, definitely we want to grow. We want to have an effect on more people around you. We want to change this negativity, especially amongst the youth, they have to rely on a certain person to achieve. We haven't achieved much, but there's been a difference.
In self-sustaining.
Yeah, but there's been a difference. Okay, I know this guy from him, but who say that? We want to at least plant that difference. You know, when they wake up, no, I can actually do something around that and actually see it grow and actually affect other people.
In closing, on a lighter note, stop being philosophical.
I'm here to talk.
Okay, 3. Yeah, in closing, on a lighter note, don't have to be philosophical or anything deep. It's quite really deep, okay. Yeah, you say deep house. It's quite so deep, value, but don't be deep in Kulu. Oban business minded between the two of you.
What do you mean?
In terms of Uti, I understand Uti, we can be a trio, a duo, but on a low or most of the time, what we are doing now is thinking business moving forward. Like there's always a business inspiration. If someone Kumba is business. He doesn't want to spill the beans, so I catch them.
I'm the market, he's the business.
Yeah, you're the market. What do you see you running around with girls of
Appreciate your clients.
Hey man. But guys, I'm full for having you. I hope one day we can have an hour-long conversation.
Or you want hour-long conversations, but not deep talking.
No, you're not going to be deep that day. Sophia, number 5 now. But yeah, thank you to 55 curated sessions where we meet and greet about business people, etc. in growing PNB going forward. Because we have to say 55 has done a lot in terms of being a place. Everyone's able to just plug a person who can bring sound and lighting, you bring DJs, you bring the crowd. And believe you me, no Kelwan. So when I see it happen and how it's playing out, I can tell you now, that's the best thing I've ever seen on. So yeah, thank you.
Sure.